Video games. We've all seen them. They come in many genres, from simple puzzle games to even FPS games. For the 0.04% of people who do not know what is an FPS game, it simply stands for First Person Shooter Game. However, do you know the history of these games? Everything has a history to it, and believe me, it's an intriguing one. So get comfortable in your seats, because we are going to be looking at the history of FPS games. It all started in 1973, when 3 high school students in the NASA Work Study program created a video game called Maze War. It helps to visualize fluid dynamics for spacecraft designs. Don't ask me what it is, I have no idea. It soon evolved into a maze-based game where players navigated from a first-person view and shoot a second opponent to win the game. This sparked the basis of FPS games. Afterwards, one of the high school students took the game to Massachusetts Institute of Technology and added further features like bots, customizable maps, online scoreboards, and a spectator mode to view the epic battle after you have lost. A few years later, a game called Way Out had been made. It has significant influence on FPS games since it used raycasting, which is a method used mainly back in the 1970s to 2000s to render 3D environments. This came at a benefit of a more free-form movement compared to the tower-based movement and 90-degree turns featured in the earlier game. Afterwards, in 1980, a game called Atari's Battlezone, designed by Ed Rodder, became the first successful FPS game. It featured vector graphics and used a periscope viewfinder. It also marked a milestone in FPS history, becoming the first mass-market game with a first-person viewpoint and wireframe 3D graphics. These features were very revolutionary and would become staples in future FPS games. Now, let's go into one of the most important decades in human history, the 1990s. The 1990s, the era of the internet. It was a new concept. People were suddenly able to connect with others all around the world using one of these. A certain game had decided to use this new feature to its advantage. That game is no other than Doom. It was released in 1993. It introduced competitive multiplayer matches known as death matches, which contributed to the popularization of this term in the gaming world. This multiplayer concept was only made possible by the internet. Its multiplayer features became so popular that they even started causing network issues for companies hosting the game due to its widespread adoption. Also because the bandwidth back then sucked, it was marked as a significant evolution of the FPS genre. It was built upon the foundation laid by games prior to it while introducing new and advanced features such as high-resolution graphics, improved textures, dynamic level elements like stairs and platforms, more intricate level design that allowed whatever that is, and basic lighting effects like dark areas. Ooh, very scary. This made Doom's 3D environment stand out much more and feel more immersive than its similar counterparts, flat floor spaces and corridors. In 1999, at the E3 game show, Bungie, a game company, introduced a real-time strategy game called Halo. However, in 2000, Microsoft acquired Bungie, and it transformed Halo into a first-person shooter. Thank God. It became a flagship title for the Xbox console and achieved tremendous critical and commercial success, establishing itself as a premier console first-person shooter. The game featured a narrative reminiscent of Bungie's earlier Marathon series, with the story primarily conveyed through in-game dialogue and cutscenes. It received praise for its well-developed characters, including the protagonist, Master Chief, and the compelling alien antagonist. These games brought immense popularity and innovation for the FPS genre, which will inspire thousands of game developers to make games of the same genre. Now we move on to today. The FPS genre is one of the most popular video game genres, with thousands of games being published today. There are now many FPS games with their own special takes on the genre. One such game is Valorant. Valorant is a team-based first-person tactical hero shooter set in the near future. The game consists of 2 teams, each with 5 players against each other, with one team attacking and the other defending. Players are then allowed to play from a range of 22 characters called agents, where they each possess unique abilities that requires chargers. Players are also required to work together with their team through voice chat, a communication module where players can talk to each other like in a call, and use their abilities strategically to win the game. So to further appreciate how far we've come, I will now show you an epic montage I made and lost sleep over it. Hopefully, you now better understand the history of FPS games and how far we really come. It even brings a tear to my eyes. Don't forget to drink your milk and BTO with... Okay, seriously, I really appreciate you watching this video. This video took like 10 hours to make, which is a pretty long time. So I'm gonna go hibernate. Don't disturb me. And can I get a sweet prize? Okay, I'm not gonna waste your time. Goodbye.